Okay, Kirsty, so this is one of the first things you're going to do, although it's filmed after it. So you go to create, and you go to create, where is it? Recovery drive, there we go. It moves about. So you get create recovery drive. Whatever stick you put in it will format it for you. Okay, go to next. Now when you've got a stick in, it'll go through the process and it'll tell you which stick you can use. I don't have that, but it'll do it. Let you pick a name for it, and then it'll create it for you, and that's it. I've got my recovery one right over there because it's so important. Okay, Kirsty, so I'm going to show you how to do this. You probably do know, but I'm just going to show you. So each computer's different, so you were able to get into the same thing I'm going to get into now, so I'm just going to show you. So for HP, we shut down and then we power it on and press F11. As I say, I'll go so far or it'll format me. And I don't want that. Imagine the formats me, Kiki, and I'm only showing you. So it's just shutting down like normal. Okay. So like earlier, you want to get back into what you call the Windows environment recovery. So I've got to let it turn off first and then press F11 with Emma. And I've done this many times over the years, Kirsty, and never got into it without the redo. There we go. Okay, so this basically isn't like the other way. The other way keeps stuff. This cleans it. Okay, so as you know, you go to troubleshoot. You go to reset, remove everything. Okay. So then you go into here and then you clean the drive fully. Now, although it says to you, just remove my files if you're keeping a PC, because this update is so problematic, it's better for you to do this because then it'll completely clean it. And then I've got to turn that off now, obviously, or it'll start cleaning out my computer. Right, Kirsty, so I'm going to show you, once you're back in your computer, the first thing you're going to do is turn this off straight away. Okay, first thing you do before you put on or anything like that. Now, I can't show you the LG side because obviously with HP it's different. We've got our own one for that. So we're going to start and we're going to settings. As you know how we go to Windows Update, obviously. And first thing I'm going to do is we don't want it to do anything right now. You can see that. Right? So now we're going to go into services. And services is literally not like the registry. You can use it to, I've had to have it returned. Say for example, I've had to turn iDrive. It's disabled sometimes when it's not. So iDrive mirror should be enabled, but it won't because it only happens when I turn it on. So this is how this sort of works. So if I go the way down to Windows Update, and as you can see, there's so much stuff in the computer and it's all controlled through here. And like there's all my star docs. So this is pretty common. Okay, so we're going to Windows Update, and as you can see, it's running and it's got a manual trigger. Okay, so the first thing we're going to, one or two things we're going to do, we're going to go stop. Okay, now it says manual trigger. That's fine, it means it needs to be manually triggered. And you can see there, sorry, it's on manual. Okay, and then we close that off. We close this down. We reboot. Okay, So now what we're going to do is look at the GP Edit. Okay, so GP Edit is a standard tool everyone uses. For example, this has been going since Windows XP, and I use it for a lot of things. And today I've used it for something else that I never thought of before, which is great. So I'm going to show you. So you have administrative templates. You go down to Windows Components. You're down to Windows Update, and down to Manage User End Experience. Now, 3 changes I make. 2 I didn't know I could make, but now I know I can. Here we go. So, configure automatic updates. That's disabled. That can be re-enabled at any time. Remove access to pause feature. There's a reason why, because it can re-enable things. So you go to enable, because it can re-enable it if you don't. And remove access to all Windows Update features. So this will now stop it. No one can actually do anything with it, which is actually quite helpful. Okay. There's other features, but they wouldn't really be any useful to you. And if you watch down here, if I go to Windows Update now, and then I'll take you through both of them. Look at that now. No check for updates, no latest updates when they're available, and no pause updates. And that means now it can't come back on by default because it's managed by you. You're the organisation, so it's managed by you. Okay, so let me show you what these now look like in tandem together. Okay. Because other ways you can do it in the GP Edit, they can come back on. So, so edit group policy. No, I'm already in there, sorry. Andrew. Services. There we go. Administrator. Okay. And go the way down. And I just need to disable this now again, since we made that change. That's fine. There we go. Okay. Check all they're working. And that's there. Let's go into Windows Update. Make sure everything's still correct. There we go. Next I'm going to show you is just an important thing about System Restore. So let's say now you've got the computer, you've got it set up, but you want to make sure you've got this. So you now go to create on a separate thing, it's in a separate bit. You go to create a restore point. Now if you have a look at mine's, System Restore. I've already cleaned mine's. But how you create it is it can do it automatically. But what you can do is you configure how much of your computer space you want to give it. Okay, so on average, they say about 50 to 62 and turn on. And that's it. So if you wanted to then create your own backup, go to here, call it Kiki, and then create. And that's what it's now doing. It's creating that restore point. Done successfully. So many changes can be reversed using this. Not everything can, but some of it can. And there's one more that I'll show you. It's not as important to do, but I'm just going to show you. Where is it? Is it down? It is. Okay. So this here is a useful thing you can do. You have 2 terabytes of storage. Once it's done, if you want to create a wee partition to put your stuff into, you can just do it like that. And I'll go into more detail. I'm not going to go into the whole process unless you want to. But basically what you do is you can shrink volumes. Now what that means is, so say take that one there. I could take, it'll show me in a wee second, but I could take 200 of that and put it in for something else. So it's telling me there, that's how much is available to shrink. But if I was to go into here and shrink volume, that's a lot quicker, obviously. I've got 13,000, so I've got 130 gig I can take out of that if I wanted to. So it's a very clever tool, but it's not something that, unless you want to, you don't have to. It's not compulsory. The only thing it does is, if you ever have to format your computer in the future, it means if you've got different parts of your computer for different things and you just do a normal type of recovery, then you don't lose all your other stuff as well. That's how I've still got Paul's stuff, despite many times in the desktop graphics. But that's all that's really required. So there you go.